So the first thing I'll do is to set the angles 30-30 immediately, and again I'm using this as a baseline and going to put it more or less in the middle of the paper, and start it from here onwards. So 30 degrees from this side, then same thing, 30 degrees from this side. Again, make sure you are doing parallel lines. I'm going to use a darker pencil for you to see. So 30 degrees, and then same thing on here, 30 degrees. Right, so basically your 30-degree element is here, right? So that's where I go, and do a perpendicular line, vertical one, which is basically going to be our axis throughout the whole drawing. So these are construction lines. I'll go over them afterwards with the pen. So basically you can actually start, so we're basically rotating the plan, but in this case, so we'll have these dimensions and we can actually start building up the walls, and along with this elevation. So basically this corner is going to be starting from here, and we'll build up this elevation on this side. So what we need to do is basically measure it, and from then on continue with the dimensions. So we go from here, so approximately 10.5. And again, this is going to be a fast sketch, just as a method, not fully accurate. And again, this is going to be 3.5, this, which is here, 3.5. So that's going to be the first line. So this corner, and we continue with this. So it's going to be 5.5. And again, start using the perpendicular, and if you don't have, because my ruler wouldn't give any guidance, so I will just make a construction line here, and then search off for the 5.5 here, which is this one. So that's going to be the lower edge. Then we can start also with the window. So that's approximately 1.8. So again, we need to see the distance between here and here. So that's 1.4 and 1.8 from height. So 1.8 from height is here. So we'll start with that. And then 1.8 from here as well. And line it up. So this is going to be the bottom of my window. And then again, 1.4. I'll put the 1.4 here. That's where the window will start, and the distance on this side would be say 2.6, and that's going to be 2.6. So that's going to be where my window starts. So start making the lower part of the window. Right. So the height is around 1. So make the height around 1. Again, if you don't have, always stick it to the table. If it's not, don't let perpendicular lines as here. And now I can put 1, which is the height, and again another 1, which is the height on the other side. So now we form the window. Right. Okay, so we now need to find where this edge finishes. So we'll go and measure it, which is aligned with this. So this kind of a distance here between here and here. So if you have this line here, which is this construction line, you measure it and you'll get roughly 4.2. So 4.2, and again a vertical line, and perpendicular as well, always. Okay, so we know that this is going to be the same. So you can actually start drawing parallels if you want to this line. So in order to draw those parallels, you can just use the 30-degree angle and pull it through. So this part is going to be this part. And now as you have the line, another centimeter down. So since we have the finishes there. And now basically you just connect the points between this edge and this edge. Okay, so that seems accurate enough. If you look at from the model, and now we have this area here on top. So, and that's going to be extracted from the plan or the top view if you have one, and which goes the same element here. So this is going to be around 2.8, and again it's going to be parallel lines, right? And it's always 30-60. Okay, and so you use the other 30-degree angle. I'm just aligning the paper here because I didn't stick it. I will do it. Just another construction line, right? And you may use as well, as much as you be here, to all the construction lines that are going on this direction. Right. this one as well. Okay, so we'll start now having all these lines, right, these edges, and we'll put in the measurement either from the top view or the plan view, which again is 3 centimeters, and 3 centimeters from here as well, because they are all parallel lines. And then you just need to have a vertical one here, parallel vertical line, because this is where, actually no, yeah, this is where this top part starts. So this edge here on the back, so that will eventually happen. Okay, and you'll connect this line, which is the end of the this first part, rooftop. And again, this line, this dimension is exactly the same, or the same as in the plan, which is this one. Okay, so you can either drag this line down, which is basically here, and then pull it up, or just measure it from the plan here. In any case, it needs to be parallel to this, so it's an inclined plane, so be aware of that. Or you can also measure this dimension, 3, which is 3, put it there, and you link it. So this is this part, and now we still need to start doing the circle, but let's finish up the top element. So now the measurement here from your drawings would be, take this height here, it's going to be that one there, but notice that it's going to be retracted, right? So this is going to be back here. So again, we need to go measure it here, which is 1.5. We'll put 1.5. It's there. Okay, I'm gonna tape my drawing now. Should have done it in the beginning actually. And measured the height on this. We know that this edge lines up with here. This edge is the one that will start from that area onwards. Again, we will now do a perpendicular construction line, and we'll measure the height, which is 2, and add 2 there. Yep, that's parallel obviously, so there's another 2. This is the edge, and then again you'll do another 30-degree line, so again parallel here. Right. Now in order to finish up this side, we'll need to have the dimension, the top dimension, and that can be extracted from the plan. So you know that this part finishes here, so this is the dimension basically. So we'll go here and do 3 centimeters. And again, it's another 30-degree line, so please do another construction line there. Here you go. And 3 centimeters, add on 3 centimeters to that. So this is it. And again, the same thing on this side, which is exactly the same dimension as it is here. So it's parallel. It's parallel from the same dimension here, from here, here, from there. So pretty straightforward. Again, the difficult part here is to align. Right. 3 centimeters marking. Mark it up. And you can rotate this and make the joint vertices. All right, and we know from this elevation, right, elevation 2, which is from this side, so this part, we can measure this area from this elevation and go down to that, which you'll know is from here. So now we are going to construct the round shaped part, which will become on our project. This is just a construction line. And let's start with this top part. So we know that this roof, let's say, this top plane, it starts at this edge, so this dimension. So we can actually start it, measure it from the elevation number 2. Which is 4.5, say. So here we go, until here. So what we need to do now is similar to what we did in the plan, is do the diagonals and the midlines, which will split and will start give us an angle on the arch, right? So that's precisely what we'll do. We'll basically start drawing a square here, and then we'll populate it with a curve. So we know that this is, again, this is a 30-degree angle. So because it's horizontal plane, it's an horizontal plane, right? We actually know that this part here is going to be this area, right? From this area here. This is the edge, okay? So we can actually also do another 30-degree line. Okay, so we need to create, in order to populate this, we know that's going to be half, because we are going to create this, basically these measurements here, and create diagonals. So if you want to continue the diagonal here, do a construction line extended, we'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we have the square, which is, or the rectangle more likely, here, right? And we are going to just start creating this curve, which is this one. Okay, so for that we are going to put the middle lines, which you can actually measure and apply it here. 2.5, 2.5, so this is 1.25, something around there. The same thing here. Okay, and the same here, the midlines, or the midpoint, let's say, which is roughly 375, so it should be around one here, around 1.70. I'll do it from the 10.70. Again, once you have one, actually, you don't need to do the others, because you can just actually do the 30-degree line, and that should be giving the other side, right? So there you go. Okay. So now we have these coordinates, which are these ones, right? And we have the diagonal, which is this one. So the diagonal should pass through the middle, I guess. So be more precise than I am being. And now we start having the elements. So what you know is that it always starts with a tangent, and by this point there's this distance, so that's where it should be, and by this point there's that distance, so this is what it should be, right? So we'll start here, here, and then combine it there. So that's more or less the curve, and then you find the furthest edge, the furthest part of this tangent, and you just pull it down. Right? So basically, this is what's going to our model, what it represents. There's one more thing. There's the entrance missing. So again, we'll measure it from here or from this elevation. So there you go. 1.5. This one. And then you get 1.5. And then the height is 2.5. Again, I'm going to just create vertical construction lines. And again, the measurement is 2.5, so 2.5. And there you go. This is the entrance. Right. So this is the exterior shape, and we'll continue on the second part by giving it thickness again and covering it with black pen to extract the volume or expression or evocative nature of the object.